What is up, guys? So we are sitting inside of good old skid mark here, aka this year going to be the race truck, no longer the burnout truck. And we are still waiting for Holly on not only the standalone for the Cateye, but the standalone for this truck. They have a solid $3,000 of my money, and I have nothing to show for it due to the back order on the Terminator Max. But that being said, still trying to move forward, still trying to make things happen. There is a ton of parts on order for the skid mark here, which will start coming in next week. And I mean a ton. Cateye just needs its standalone, so there's nothing left to order there. But February is going to be nuts. February is going to be a lot of stuff going on. So we've got about another week here, and I've got this weekend off where we're going to try to get some of this loose end stuff done, so that way when we get these big parts in, we can get to rolling. And the first thing is we're going to gut some more stuff out of good old skid mark here. So if you've hung around on the channel, you know our plan for skid mark is to go full-on street truck. And with the standalone we're going with, and our fuel rail set up and intake and everything like that, the stock fuel pump is not going to cut it. Plus, I don't want the tank there anymore anyway. If I have weight in this truck and I have to have that weight, I want that weight used to my advantage. So what's happening today is the entire fuel system, from the cap to the lines that run up there, the tank, the whole 9 yards, is coming out of skid mark, because we are going to do a fuel cell right there, right over the rear axle. We're doing the Aeromotive A1000 fuel pump. Of course, AN lines run them up to our fuel rails on our new intake and everything like that. So there's no need to have the stock fuel system on this truck anymore. It won't work. It's not what we need. It needs to go bye-bye. Chris is down here with us, good old No Vitals. Come down to help me do it. Austin's working on his new dealership, getting that thing going. So got Chris down here helping me today. So we're gonna rip some more stuff off a good old skid mark here. Anything that doesn't need to be under there, and I mean it this time, anything under there that does not need to be there is coming out right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, guys, wait till you see this bunch of malarkey. This thing is like a boat. Look at it. Good Lord. I knew it was big, I just didn't realize how big it was. Woo! Look at all that room we're gonna free up for activities. Good Lord. Where it sits on the tank right there, look at that rust. It's still solid. I did already check. I've scaled a little bit of it off to make sure it's solid. So definitely need to sand that down and get some undercoating on that ASAP. But we gotta get the tank the rest of the way out of here. We'll pull these lines off, and then that right there is gonna come off. I actually don't even know what that is. I've never messed too much with the fuel systems on these trucks, but I'm sure one of you guys knows what that is, but that's coming out too. I might just put the harness up here for right now. I don't want to cut anything just yet, harness wise, so I might just zip tie that up for the time being. But Chris and I are going to slide this tank. Once I get the lines disconnected, we're going to slide it out, and you guys can get an idea of just how big this thing is. Alrighty, guys, there's the boat. If anybody needs a working fuel pump sending unit, I'll hook you up. It works good. Ran all season on it, still works. So, well, there's part of it. We're still gonna get under there and get the rest of it. I don't know until I drain the gas out of here how much weight it actually is. I mean, it's just a plastic tank, and it's less about the weight of the tank and the components, and it's more about putting the weight of the fuel that I have to carry either way where I need it, which is right over the axle, which I would ideally want it further back, but that becomes dangerous just in case we're rear end collision. So I'm going to put it right over the rear axle, and we may have a new weight system for when we do dig racing back here, so we can get more weight transfer to the back. But that's a future video. Let's just let's keep taking any and everything out from underneath this truck. Alrighty, guys, so there is a entire fuel system for a good old Silverado. That's from front to rear. It's from tank all the way up to the front. So got all the lines out, got your filter right there, filler neck, pump, tank, all of it. So we've got a lot more room under here. Slide these out of the way. I'll show you what we got. Here's more of the holds the tank in there. But we freed up a whole lot of room under here, which, not that we're trying to make room for anything, we're just clean. Hey Chris, can I have the light?
It's some sort of rubber vacuum.
It runs all the way to the back, yeah. So everything, got no more fuel tank here, so that opened all that up. Fuel lines are gone that run down the frame rail, so cleaned up going down the frame rail, cleaned up running up to the top of the motor. Which now when we get the fuel cell in here, the lines will more than likely run, they'll go straight down through the bed into here and probably run in the fuel line running up to the fuel. They may not run the same. So when the lines run, probably what's going to happen is the sending line is going to run down that frame rail up to the fuel rail, and the return line is going to run down the passenger side frame rail back into the tank. So that way we keep those two separated. We know which one's going and doing what, but it's going to be a whole lot cleaner than what was going on under here before. So now was the time to do all this, because of course there's no trans in here still, and just looking and seeing where we can afford to lose some weight, you know, or get weight thrown out back as much as we can for this year. So that's our big goal. But that's probably, honestly, everything is about taken out of this truck that honestly can be taken out from underneath. I mean, everything else has got to stay. You know, of course you got to have all your cross members and stuff, and we've already taken spare tire out, spare tire carrier from back here. So I mean, I could always get silly and cut that plate out, you know, but because it's not really necessary. But everything else back here is necessary. So yeah, there you go, gutting the old race truck this afternoon. Well, the list is still very long on the good old skid mark over there, but we're working on it slowly. You know, like I said, just waiting for Terminator here for the Cateye, but we're actually probably going to end up with a Terminator for this at the same time. And we're going to get some other goodies. The turbo, all the piping, the hot side piping for the turbos coming next week. We may get the intake later this week. So lots of exciting stuff coming for good old Skidmark. But like I said, the Cateye's the first one to run. We're just getting parts on order for Skidmark while we're sitting here waiting. So appreciate you guys watching. A little bit of fun ripping weight out of good old Skidmark. Definitely gonna do, probably gonna actually end up adding weight in the interior. And the reason I say that is I don't want these plastic seats anymore. They are extraordinarily light, but they're not comfortable, and I want to be a little bit more comfortable this year. So, and it may be one of those things where at first maybe the driver's seat gets changed and the passenger doesn't, you know, maybe for weight purposes. The other reason is too, these are actually only 4-point harnesses, and we might keep the 4-point over here on the passenger side, but we're gonna go full 5-point harness over there on the driver's side just for safety reasons. You know, we got our harness bar in here and everything from last year, so want to be as safe as we possibly can be this year. We're really going to be pushing it with the power goals that we're aiming for, and it could get a little bit spooky. I want to be safe this year. You know, it's part of it. If we had a whole discussion in a video about that after I ran out of this truck on fire in cargo shorts and a t-shirt. So a little more safety involved this year, I promise, than last year. So appreciate you guys watching as always. What do you got to say?
Go out there and do some damage.
Do some damage. Take care. Have a great day.